Hey everyone, welcome to another Evolve Weekly. This week we're going to take you through how to clean your Evolve board and how to regrip the deck.
So there are a few ways we can look at to clean your skateboard deck, ranging from the very simple all the way through to the more involved process involving a pressure washer. The first method I'd recommend involves a toothbrush or a nylon brush and just spot cleaning the deck. Basically looking at where the dirt surfaces are, giving them a light brush, seeing if it can loosen up the dirt and clean the spot for you. Sometimes if it hasn't been ingrained for a while, it does come away quite easily. Sometimes when it's a little bit more ingrained, you might need to try a little bit more force. But basically it is just like you would brush your teeth, brushing across the deck, no chemicals involved, no liquids, anything. It's literally just using the brush to loosen up the dirt. That'll work on our Bamboo 1 series, our Bamboo GT series, our Bamboo GTX, and also the carbon models, but only the grip tape, not the surface of the deck itself. Now the grip gum method I'd probably do after I've tried using the toothbrush or the nylon brush to loosen up the dirt. If that hasn't helped the process, I simply take the grip gum, I dab it over the dirty area on the board repetitively for about 10 seconds just to pull some dirt away. If after that it hasn't removed the spot, just move on to the next spot. We may need a deeper cleaning method to get that spot out. For the Carbon GT model, once we've finished with the deck using the toothbrush, nylon brush and grip gum method, I recommend wiping over the carbon surfaces using a slightly damp rag. Given the coating that is on the carbons, that should wipe dirt away very easily, make it very easy to clean. If there are small scratches, however, that you'd like to get rid of, we've had good results using car polishers, specifically something like Scratch X, and that definitely reduces the visibility of the scratches on the board. For the final method we recommend, using the pressure cleaner, this will apply with all our boards from the Bamboo series through to the carbon model, though with the carbon it does only apply to the deck lid itself, so you simply remove that before you take any pressure hose near it. On the Bamboo series, you have to disassemble the board completely before we start this. We only want the deck to clean, so we don't want any of the other components nearby when we're carrying this out. So to start, we recommend removing the 8 bolts on the top of the Bamboo deck. This will help you remove the battery case, which should drop down very easily. Make sure you have something under it to support it, because you don't want to drop this component. It is the brains of your skateboard. Once this is away, you will notice there's 2 cords that run through to your motor. I recommend disconnecting these. The first one will be a yellow plug on each motor. The second will be a hall sensor plug that plugs into the motor controller. This will separate the trucks and the battery case completely, so you can take the battery case somewhere safe, well away from water. With the trucks themselves, you can either remove the kingpins first or the base plates themselves, whatever you find easiest. But to remove the base plates, we recommend 4 screws on the top of the deck, supported by the T-tool upside down, holding in the truck nut. Remove these slowly. Once it's slightly moving, remove the second kingpin, which is on the truck arm of your skateboard, and this should allow you to pull the base plate away and lift the board straight out. For the carbon board disassembly, when we're using the pressure cleaner, we only need the deck. There's 8 screws on top of the deck. They're only very small, so use your small Allen key to loosen these up and simply lift the lid away. This is the only part we'll take outside and the only part that we'll try and get near water. If you're looking to regrip your Bamboo board, firstly you're going to need to get the original grip off. Now we recommend using a paint thinner type product to loosen up the surface itself, and then you simply go through and wipe that away. You can see one of our previous videos for a more detailed explanation of how we did that. But once you've got to that process, we recommend a full sand on the deck, giving you a nice smooth surface to work with, and then you can either use a standard skate grip tape, a clear grip tape if you've done artwork, or for the best visibility, something like a clear spray-on grip tape is a good option. If you're looking to regrip your GTX or your carbon board, both of these have a stick-on style grip tape already, so you'll only need a hairdryer or a heat gun on a very low heat just to brush over the board, slightly loosen up that adhesive and peel the grip tape away. With the GTX, you may be left with some residue that you're not wanting for your next grip tape design, so I recommend either that paint thinners or some other gentle solution just to remove the stickiness away, and a light sand to give you the best surface to work with. So to reassemble the board, I recommend starting with the front truck and then the rear truck. It is simply the 4 screws on the base plate that we took off to remove the board, simply the opposite, T-tool on the bottom, screw and tighten them in, flip the board over, put your truck arm back on and turn down the kingpin to whatever tightness you prefer. On the rear, it's exactly the same, but you may notice there's some cable retainers. Please make sure you put these in on the front truck bolts, as this will help keep the cables up and away from the ground and help prevent damage to your board. Once we have the cables up, we simply plug these cables back into our motor controller, remembering the white square plugs into the motor controller itself and the yellow bullet plugs matching up to each bullet plug in the inside of the board itself. Once this is done, I recommend lining the screws up above the board, putting 2 screws in loosely at one end, tighten them down slightly, and then turn your board on its side so you can line those cables back up safely. Once they're in tightly, tighten both those screws down and simply replace the rest of them remaining.
Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about maintaining your deck, please post in the comments below. And remember to subscribe to our channel for more tips. See you later.